I recently got into Monster High after seeing some of the cool G3 figures in stores. And soon after, I was recommended videos of really talented creators who would take old and disused Monster High dolls and give them an amazing refresh with new paint, hair, and clothes. And I felt really inspired to try my own hand at it. So, to satisfy my greed for new dolls and my new creative spark, I ordered some dolls off of eBay. So, let's see what I picked up. My first purchase was a pack of 4 dolls that needed a lot of love. Being very dirty, having matted hair, and lacking any accessories or clothes. The perfect cleanup and revamp project. The first was a Draculaura doll with a whole bunch of stuff on her face, I don't even want to know what, and greasy matted hair. The next was a Laguna Blue doll missing her leg fins and a crack along her knee joint. I found out later she has an elastic band holding her legs together, which I think means she's an early Monster High doll or was repaired by somebody else. As I'm sure you've seen in the background, my cats loved the commotion and kept coming to investigate during the unboxing. The third doll was a Venus McFlytrap with some wild hair and missing an arm. Her only remaining arm was also switched, so it was on the wrong side. She had a skirt and top that was one piece and some earrings, so ironically, she's the most complete of all the dolls. The last doll was a Draculaura who got the Count Dooku treatment and had the most matted hair of the 4 dolls. The case I got with the dolls looked like a doll carrying case, but I couldn't find anything online about it, so if you know anything, let me know. The case had some damage, with part of the elastic having come unsewn, and the outer casing having a crack, but the paint job was super bright and pretty. So, here's our main cast, and who I'll try to fix up. As a side note, I also got another package with another Draculaura and Cleo Denial doll, who we'll see later. Following a video by YouTuber Zombie X Corn, I began washing the dolls with soap and water, taking care to scrub off the dirt and debris on the dolls' bodies and massaging the hair with soap. I used an old toothbrush to scrub the more stubborn spots on the dolls' bodies, eventually getting a particular spot off of a Draculaura with it. After their soap soaking, the next step is to give the dolls a scrubbing with some baking soda, making the plastic feel new again and getting rid of some of the more stubborn spots. I take some baking soda and put it into some Tupperware, mixing it with a small bit of water until it becomes a pasty mix, and then proceed to give the dolls another scrubbing. This method, along with the toothbrush, was great for getting the dirt stuck in the small cracks and seams of the dolls that soap didn't remove. What's up? Yeah? Yeah? What's up? What is it? What? What's up? Yeah? What is it? What you want? You silly. You silly. What are you doing? I'm recording. Silly cat. Yeah. 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 You're silly. Now scrubbed clean, the next step is to give the dolls some lovely Spock hair, using conditioner and a comb to soften and straighten their bedroom hair. Following Zombie X Corn's video, I liberally apply conditioner along the doll's hair, which quickly becomes more difficult as my hands get more slick with the conditioner. Then I gently massage in the conditioner, making sure it reaches all points of the hair before setting the doll down and running a comb through the hair. Starting with the tangles at the ends and working my way up, I clear all the tangles and straighten their gross, matted hair, and I'm not gonna lie, this part was kinda satisfying. Slowly working the hair, seeing it become straighter, and working out the conditioner was strangely fun. After brushing the hair, I washed them once again before preparing some cups with boiling water. We're now at the waterboarding stage, where with boiling water, we can hopefully convince the doll's hair to give up the last of the remaining craziness and coax them to become more easily brushable and relatively straight and fluffy. After dunking the dolls' heads for about 30 seconds, I take them out and brush the hair before leaving them to dry. I actually repeated this process twice before I was satisfied with the results. If you are following these steps with me, please be careful during this step. Burns, especially with boiling water, is especially super painful. Even be careful handling the dolls after pulling them out of the water. They'll still be very hot. And there are even instances where after soaking, the boiling water inside their head shot out of their ears as I squished it, so please be careful. With the whole washing process complete, the dolls already look so much better. The hair is no longer tangled and is super soft, though it still needs a lot of taming to look good. I would repeat this process with the Cleo and Draculaura dolls I later received, and I eventually decided that the first doll I wanted to repaint was Cleo. After some research on the Monster High fandom page, I'm fairly certain this Cleo is from the Electrified series. Here's her stock photo, and here's what mine looked like. Looking at the stock photo, I think that my Cleo has her hair in the front cut into bangs? Fringes? Sorry, I'm not a hair guy. Either way, it's shorter up in the front. Well, I think the hair is super cool. The dress itself is kind of tacky, and the shoes and leg snake are a bit too neon for their own good. To me, it's not necessarily a problem of design, but more of color. Everything is so bright and calling your attention and clashing, it just kind of becomes garish. I think it was also around this point where Monster High dolls got softer faces, as seen between these two images, taking a lot of bite from the characters' designs. After seeing some of the older designs, I wanted to try my hand at recreating that more fierce face on this doll, so I grabbed some nail polish and wipe away the factory paint. Many Monster High artists use Mr. Clear spray and watercolor pencils to create their new face, but lacking those materials at the moment, I instead use acrylic paint to make the new face. Right off the bat, I just want to say that this part of the project doesn't turn out well. I've done other repaints before, but I'm not good enough to get the level of detail I want, so I eventually ordered more conventional materials to make the face, so until then, enjoy this disaster. After struggling with symmetry, I use a pen I can wipe away to draw some rudimentary eyes and eyebrows as a framework. I then carefully filled in the whites of the eyes, and even with a super small brush, I immediately feel the pressure of working on something so tiny. Filling in the eyes with a blue color and working on the makeup, you can probably see how messy this already looks, and sorry, this isn't a situation where things all come together, at least not yet. Filling in the irises and eyeshine, I become dissatisfied with her right eye and completely begin to redo it. While I think it does look better, I'm not happy with my overall paint job, but decide to move on. The next thing I wanted to do was paint Cleo's bandages, which at the moment shared the same skin color as her skin tone. I picked a color called Bone White to set as a base color, which looks great as a color for bandages. After testing a coat on her lower leg, I go over the rest of her bandages with the same color. Then, to give the paint some depth, I lightly brush black paint over the bandages, giving it the illusion of shading. Unlike her face, I'm more happy with this paint job, which really gives her a more mummy feel. So here she is after this round. I'm not thrilled with her face paint, and her hair needs some taming still, but I'm at least happy with how the bandages turned out. Having ordered some materials in preparation to redo the face, I practiced trying to draw the eyes in with the pencils I have, following a face-up tutorial by Atellen, to practice with how they feel and how the colors will interact. Here are some tests I did on paper which, for someone who doesn't usually work with color, look decently okay. Okay, so cut to about a week later, and I just got a can of Mr. Clear spray in the mail, and after spraying my, once again, faceless Cleo with 2 coats, I feel like I'm ready to begin drawing. However, after testing my current watercolor pencils on the face, none of them were able to get a grip on the surface. I'm not sure if I need more layers of Mr. Super Clear or if the quality of my pencils is holding me back, but for the time being it seems that drawing her face is off the table once again. A lot of face-up artists recommend Faber-Castell watercolor pencils, so while I wait for those to arrive, I take another crack at painting her face with acrylic. Taking a lot more care this time around, I use YouTuber Delightful's trash doll video as a basis for what I can do with acrylic. Something I learned is that not everything needs to be perfect the first time around. It's okay to be imperfect and messy because you can always paint over your mistakes. As I slowly add more layers of paint and more features to her face, it actually starts to look halfway decent. When I finally add on all of her eye shine, makeup, and eyebrows, I actually feel a lot more satisfied this time around. She isn't perfect, but for her first rodeo, isn't bad. Here's some pictures of the finalized version. Let me know what you think and where you think I can improve. Oh yeah, before I forget too, I also got this masquerade mask along with the Cleo doll, and I decided to repaint that as well. So here's the before and after of that. Thank you so much for watching this crazy journey, and I hope you have a fantastic day.